Hey guys, welcome to the Layman's Table. This is our first episode. Extremely excited. I'm Michael Scott. This is my wife Kelsey.
Hey y'all.
I just got one question for you.
Okay.
How long did Cain not like his brother?
I have no idea.
As long as he was able.
I should have known.
So, new podcast. I know a lot of you guys would probably be wondering why we need another Christian podcast. Uh, there's plenty of them out there, and we're probably not the couple to do it. This is definitely had its fair share of trial and error, and
We're on like take 5 already.
between phone data being taken up or mess ups or whatever, we're just trying to leave it in the Lord's hand. And ultimately, our goal is to really not have that many edits. So we're just talking, and this time we're just leaving it in His hands and letting it be as raw and authentic as it can be.
Yep.
So, Kelsey, why did we want to start a podcast like this?
How far back do you want me to go?
As far back as you need to.
Okay. The main reason is because we have all kinds of discussions every day about topics that a lot of Christians think are taboo. And we think it's important to discuss them and discuss them in a manner that doesn't make us walk away from each other hating each other. Not as husband and wife, but like as fellow believers. So we want to kind of invite people to
have those discussions.
to have those kind of discussions without, feeling like we have to be on opposite sides of the pew at the end of it. So
right. Yeah, so things that could be as simple as baptism or once saved, always saved, or the difference between Protestant, Orthodox, Catholic, all of these various different issues that are secondary issues. Let's talk about them and let's come to a conclusion that at the end of it, it doesn't divide. That doesn't mean that we have to agree, but first of all, I feel like having those discussions brings knowledge.
yeah.
And it's always good to be able to study with other believers
Mm.
and gain different perspectives.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, not dividing Jesus' bride.
Yeah. Well, we know we're supposed to be one body and one mind. I don't believe that that necessarily means we have to agree on everything.
Right.
It just means acting as one body despite our differences.
Yeah, well, like something that you brought up about Peter and Paul having their disagreements in the New Testament. They've had disagreements and they were able to come out the other side of it.
Right.
They didn't create a different denomination. We don't have
Right.
First Church of Peter and First Church of Paul. I'm sure there's people out there that may think there's a church for Peter and then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
But I feel like Peter is an example for me to live by. I know, obviously, his stubbornness and that plays a big part in my life. If you couldn't tell the look I just got.
They have a lot in common.
But yeah, so one thing that I know that we try to stick to is if something is true, then it should be able to withstand examination.
Yep.
That's something that we try to instill in our kids and teaching them about different religions and different beliefs, and not just letting it be something that just because you were born into this family, you're only going to know about Jesus.
Right.
Like, it's important to know what others believe and why they believe that, and then test it. Because it's like, if I truly believe in Jesus and I believe what he's done for me, what he can do for me, and have my faith in him and know that it's true, well, how much faith do I have in him if I'm scared to even let anyone know about anything else?
Right. Right. And not that it's our job to, I guess, share about other religions with other people, but we shouldn't be scared to have the conversation.
Right. I mean, if you're scared to have the conversation, what does that say about your own faith?
Yeah.
Um, I know it's a book that I've brought up a lot, but A Case for Christ.
Mm.
And it's where an investigative journalist literally wanted to go out and prove his wife, a recent convert to Christianity, I believe Catholicism specifically, and he was wanting to prove her wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went on this journey to find all of the answers to prove her wrong, and it led him to the truth and proving her right. I think that's pretty powerful
Yeah.
and a great example of what we're trying to do is just have the discussions. Some things are divisive, but it shouldn't divide the bride.
Right. Right. I think maybe it divides the church from the world a little bit, some of the
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
But as far as us being all fellow believers, we can't come out divided on the other side of it.
Right. So I feel like another thing that we want to get out of this is engagement and having a community out there.
Yeah.
Like-minded people in some aspects, maybe disagreeing in others, but ultimately having the foundation be Jesus
Yeah.
and His teachings, and knowing that if we follow those things, that we're all the same body.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that about we want to build a community of people here that engage with us that aren't just like-minded and everything, because imagine if everyone that you knew in your life agreed with you on every issue. Would you ever grow?
No, I think I would have a pretty boring life considering some of the discussions I have.
Just, I'm just thinking about that now, like for the first time, really. And like, it is so important to have people that, not necessarily that you want to be disagreeing all the time, but like,
But that can challenge you.
yeah, that can at least provoke thought and make you think about why you believe the things you believe.
Right. So like we
Mm,
both grew up Southern Baptist. I feel like now we're along the path of we don't even want to put a name to it. We truly just want to follow
yeah,
Jesus. But we were both baptized by submersion.
yeah.
Immersion? Submersion?
Submersion,
I
same thing, right?
don't know. Maybe they can tell us. But yeah, we're inviting those that if you got sprinkled on, it's okay. If you wore
Yeah,
a hat into church, it's okay. But even further outside of that, um, current events are things that truly happen. So in some of these discussions, what's currently going on in the world that could be affecting those things? We're wanting to have your input and to have your perspectives. I feel like it's going to be so much better for us to have that engagement
yeah,
because then we know what to discuss, what you guys are looking for, but then also how to have those discussions in a way that challenge us because
yeah,
it's easy for us to have a discussion among ourselves and we do it all the time so we kind of already know what each other's thinking.
yeah.
what we're
Most
really
of the time,
what we're really looking for is ultimately to bring others in, get your perspective. If we have a topic come up, then it's not just going to be what we were raised to believe. It's what you think, and what you think may not even be something that we've ever heard or read before.
right? And I'm looking forward to that
Yes.
because you guys will come to understand that Michael and I don't agree on everything, especially when we first started talking about it or when we first start like discussing a new question. I almost never see things the same way that he does. So, and that again, that's fine. Like I feel like usually we kind of come to the agreement that it doesn't matter in the end, which kind of helps us through it. Like, okay, does this question and my belief on this question does it impact where I'm spending eternity? No? Then okay. Then it doesn't matter.
But I am curious
Yeah.
about what we disagree on
Yeah,
because I'm not sure.
I'm not sure at this point either.
But another idea is to have other people on,
Yeah,
be able to get their perspectives, um, whether it be church leaders or community leaders or even people within our circle that may have good insights.
mm,
Um, so yeah, that's ultimately we wanted this to just be the intro to be able to touch base, finally get one out there because, like I said, the podcast name is Layman's Table. We're definitely your average Joe.
yeah.
We're not going to get everything right.
We haven't been to Bible school or seminary or anything crazy like that. It's just like normal people. We've learned from normal people. I feel like we're very just,
Average,
yeah,
well, especially when it comes to the Bible. I feel like there's a lot in here that can be interpreted a whole lot of different ways,
yeah,
and we're grateful for the fact that it's in English. And I know people had to die for that.
yeah,
But even though it's in English, it still can be interpreted a whole lot of ways.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, how many times a week probably do we read a scripture or we're talking about one and one of us says, we need to look up what that said in the original language. And then we try to like piece it together in the context. Again, we're not linguists, so we don't really know if we're always getting the full context, but it's crazy how just understanding what the original word was in its language when it was written changes the context of a whole passage.
Yeah. Well, I love using the app,
Mm,
Step Bible app. It works for me. For whatever reason, hers is messed up.
it yeah.
So we're not sure who actually makes the app. I love it. I guess she probably have a different review on it at this point.
Oh yeah, but there's other things out there like that, I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, but it's just something that I can always go to and pull up quick. And like she said, go back to the original text. We have a ton of different translations, but most of them that are out there are pretty good. Again, something that's maybe a little taboo, especially for Southern Baptists,
Mm,
is to say something other than King James. But
yeah.
I mean, a lot of a lot of different versions out there use manuscripts that are older than what they even had
Had at the time that they were
translating the
translating.
King James
Yeah.
Bible, right?
Yeah.
But um, yeah, so we wanted to do the intro just to be able to give you guys insight into what we're wanting to come with moving forward. So with that said, hopefully maybe put an episode out every week,
Yeah.
and starting next week, what is our topic going to be?
We're going to talk about where you draw the line on things that you do in your daily life that are either glorifying to God or are not glorifying to God. So, in the mundane, every day, we do things, activities, hobbies that may or may not be glorifying to God. We're trying to get your opinion on what could be crossing the line into that's not glorifying God.
And I will say that I think ours, probably looking into this a little bit, have become a little stiffer, not trying to cross that line into legalism, but a little stiffer into, okay, what's too much of this or too little of
Yeah.
that. But that's something that we can get into. But ideally, we would love to have your guys' input even before we have it so that we have some questions to come with that you want
Yeah.
to bring to us.
And I hope my question makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah, it's something, again, that we're not perfect. We know that. And just trying to phrase that question in a way that sounded halfway understandable was like, okay, I had her write it down for me, and then I just
I still
decided.
didn't say what I wrote down.
But I passed the buck to her to say it. uh, but yeah, look forward to this. Very excited. I know this first episode is um, probably not perfect. We don't know yet, but you're going to get the raw, authentic version. We're leaving it in the Lord's hands,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the goal with all of this is just using it to glorify Him and hopefully bringing His body together despite secondary disagreements. So we love you guys. Peace and grace, and see you next week.
See y'all.